Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Fatamorga. Playing on the other side as the Night Lords, we've got one Kenobi. And on the other side as the Eldar, we've got Avezearth. Avez will be opening up with a couple of Guardians, a Aspect Portal and a Plasma Generator. And one Kenobi is going to go for a Dark Magos, a couple of Raptor Scout Squads, and a Black Sanctity. Now, I do know that I said in the last Unification game, in the Tau Civil War match, that that was going to be the last game on the old patch. Well, just at the last moment, a few people sent in a game featuring Night Lords, and I thought, well, you know what, I've got to at least do one Night Lord game. You know that, I mean, if you've watched the channel for a long time, you'll know that the Night Lords are my favourite non-Chaos God-themed Traitor Legion. And so it'd just be a shame just to let these go by the wayside. So this will definitely, 100%ly be the last game on the current patch. And then tomorrow's game is going to be on the new patch. If God is good, if God is willing. Now already we're seeing some Raptor Scouts come straight down onto the Eldar side, being a little bit aggressive, and a cheeky auto cannon turret being placed down. Interesting, I went for the Black Sanctity opening. I was assuming that we'd be seeing the Raptor Scout squads going for the Scout Sergeants and stuff, but no, you need the Storm Barracks for those guys to come out. Yeah, the auto cannon turret really, really strong for the Night Lords, as it comes out with obviously auto cannons, do a lot of damage against heavy infantry and lightly armored vehicles as well. We'll be seeing some Rangers coming out though, so I assume yeah, Fleet of Foot is going down, but I'm going to go Infiltrated because Night Lords don't exactly have I mean, yeah, fair enough, they've got the Furies, which can detect infiltrated units, but like they're quite squishy and quite easily killed. Same with the Raptors, to be fair. Well, the Raptors can do a lot of damage in close combat. Whole area over here being captured by Night Lord, so Relic and the strategic point will not be able to be captured by the Eldar unless they get something more substantial out. Yeah, going to go for infiltration on the Rangers, also reinforcing them to maximum numbers. They're going to be coming straight on over. And the Raptor Scout Squads are going to be killed very, very quickly by those guys, I imagine. Only able to get a maximum of 3 regular lads, or 4 if you include the Raptor Scout Sergeant. So be very, very careful. We'll have to watch from the Eldar perspective, just so we can see where these infiltrated lads are. Fleet of Foot being activated, moving straight on over. Also able to get those decaps in there as well. Because of the sheer amount of numbers that they got, I don't think that the Raptors will be able to take them down all that efficiently. But they're also going to go for the Relic on the Eldar side of things, building up a listing post as well, just for extra econ. So yeah, a nice touch from both sides, trying to avoid a mainstay of combat and just denying people their strategic and listing posts. So actually, the Night Lord's not really gaining anything here. They will lose both of these points here, so it's kind of forming a sort of equilibrium almost. Raptor Scout's been killed here. And with no infiltration detection at the moment, yeah, these Rangers can just mosey on around, do all sorts of badness. But in retaliation, Dark Magos, 2 of them coming down here and building an auto cannon turret inside the Eldar base, which is quite a frustrating thing for Avezearth to really deal with. We'll see the listening shrines being upgraded. In fact, all of these being upgraded, which is always a nice idea if you are lacking the listing post that you require. If you can't build horizontally with your economy, build vertically. That's what I always say. And this listing post actually going to be denied by the Eldar here if they can kill the Dark Magos in time. Unlike other Chaos factions, well, actually quite a lot of other Chaos factions, it's only really the vanilla people that can do it. You'll see them being able to build up their buildings a lot quicker by making their builders dance and do that build fast ability. Because none of the others can really do that, which is interesting. Or like the Thousand Suns, where you can just poke a building and it just auto builds. Now got 2 Raptor Scout squads, but unable to really capture and gain the close combat with the Eldar. They are a little bit faster than them. Although in the new patch there are quite a lot of updates to the infantry for the Night Lords, which I won't go into here. I will probably at some point do a video explaining all that stuff. Laughing Max does have a really in-depth video on it. I'm probably going to do my usual, top 3 things for each faction, what changes for them, just to make it a lot more casual and stuff. But if you want more details and the absolute bones and meat of it, then definitely go to Laughing Max's channel. We'll lose a Plasma Generator. I'm going to see a Rift. Nice idea for the Rift. Bring some Bone Singers out and you'll be able to disable these buildings. Going to go for second auto cannon. Very interesting. Are you taking up into Tier 2? You are taking up into Tier 2. Fair enough. I was going to say that's a lot of money to place
incoming enemy fire
in your, well, inside the Eldar base. You know it's going to go down eventually. Also build up a plasma generator down here and an upgraded listening post. Looks like the one Kenobi is not planning to leave this side of the battlefield anytime soon, but a sizable amount of Eldar coming on down here. They've got the Warlock. And, yeah, and the Rangers as well. Raptor Scouts chasing away the Guardians. The Guardians can beat them in a ranged fight, but in close combat certainly won't do them any favours. Autocannon, second one has been finished. Dark Magos about to go down. Him sprinting out of harm's reach there. Doesn't have the sprint ability, but the morale being broken, he's actually quite a fast individual. Because of Burnsinger, Wraith terms have been researched. Second one on the way. And so the first Burnsinger spaffing all over this autocannon. Second autocannon soon to be spaffed over as well. These autocannons aren't exactly the most macho of turrets ever. Will go down to relatively light fire from the Eldar here. But that has opened up the Night Lord side of things. Although you're not decapping and recapping this stuff. Interesting. That would have been the prime idea for it. Eldar also got plenty of money left over. So I assume they're going to go into tier 2 and then spend all this on all the good stuff later on. Fire Dragons, Warp Spiders, maybe some Vipers or two. That would be the idea. Tier 2 has been finished for the for one Kenobi here, and the Forge of Terror is on the way. Night Lords don't have amazing vehicles, all being said and done. But an early tech advantage, vehicles will definitely do them some massive favours. Also kind of taking out a model or two from the Eldar, but another Wraith Term been placed on top of it. Also been out of range of this listening post over here. Quite a pain in the backside for the Night Lords. We'll lose all this stuff with relatively little gain from the... Well, relatively little taken away from the Eldar here. Now going to replace a plasma generator and going into tier 2 themselves. Night Lords now massing with their Raptor Scout squad's numbers. Still no Storm Barracks for them. So yeah, it looks like they're just going to go pure for vehicles. Economies 86 and 10 compared to 92 and 30. Not much in the way of green money saved up, but they are going to go for Razorbacks, which are relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things. It's going to be a pain, though, because the Eldar do have a lot of money saved up, so they're able to transition to the Fire Dragons very, very quickly. And those Fire Dragons will absolutely murk the Razorbacks. No questions asked. Vehicle cap increase. Going to see a War Gear Bionics level 1 to increase the durability of these Raptors. Takes them a while to break through the Listening Shrine. It seems that the battlefield is being reset, but the Eldar are taking their sweet time about doing it. Squad of Dark Reapers joining the unit composition of Avezearth. So some nice infiltrated units, some DPS in the form of the Dark Reapers, Chaff with the Guardians. Here comes a Razorback with a Flamer of all things. Okay, well, I suppose, yeah, AoE damage, lightly armoured units. Not a bad shout, all things considered. Slowly but surely losing this listening post, but listening post taking out the Guardians. Like how it's focusing on the Guardians rather than the Dark Reapers. They are slightly tougher. The more units you can kill, well, that's just more economy wasted from the perspective of the Eldari. Also going to deny this relic as well. Huge pain in the backside. Guide being cast. Oh, we've got a Farseer. What hair colour have you got today, Farseer? You are a blonde lady. There we go. Like a blonde Farseer. And you've got the... Oh, what skin do you have? It's the white green one. I always call these the wrong faction, so I'm not actually going to guess what they're called, because I know people get sad when I mistakenly call these guys. I always want to say Altiok. It's not Altiok, is it? This is the one time I do get it right, and then... Oh dear, oh dear. I should really brush up on my Eldar craft worlds, but I just don't care. I just don't care for it. It's just not my business. Here's the Fire Dragons, and they will need to gain some more support. We're going to go for the second squad. Yeah, actually the Flamers on them, if you break the morale of the Fire Dragons, they'll do less damage towards you. And you've gone for a multi-melter, actually a wonderful wombo combo of the two. Flames to kill the infantry, multi-melter to kill buildings and vehicles. Well, single War Walker with a Bright Lance add-on soon to come to fruition. Lots of aggression coming from the Night Lords here. Also got the Raptors capturing the critical locations, I assume, across the battlefield. Have I got that countdown on the go? But it does give them more money, even if it's just a smidgen. And if they manage to get into the late stages of the game, access to the big bad units, Fire Dragon Exarch online. You have that Mega Bright Lance. Also, with the Eldari, every time you get an Exarch into a squad, it does increase the overall damage of every model inside. Comes the Raptors, and I don't think you're going to do all that much. Raptor Scout Squad, they're coming in. You're just going to come in for a cheeky decap, I assume. Oh no, back to back. Bang on all sides, there we go. Get the decap in. And then, I assume you're probably going to try and replace these guys later on, as they don't really do, they don't scale all that well in the late stages of the game. But fast and nimble, getting decaps every which way. Eldar not being able to stabilize at all. Really powerful stuff from one Kenobi here. That Storm Barracks has been finished. And what, Havocs? Would that be the way forward here? I mean, you could go for a mass of actual proper Raptors, which might not be a terrible idea. So they could get melter guns as well, so if the Eldari go for any kind of vehicle shenanigans, you can counter them. And the Raptor Scouts tying up those Fire Dragons. But they do manage to get that Razorback there. Very unfortunate for the Night Lords. A spare one over here, narrowly avoiding death. Could do with repairing that. Farseer not showing any fear. Charging stress on in. Get some AoE knockbacks. The Night Lords not too keen on engaging in an even kind of engagement. Much prefer hitting and running, poking and prodding at the weak points of the opponent's defences. Getting a good surround on the Farseer. Taking a bit of damage. She's quite robust in close combat. Not exactly in the defence department, but the amount of AoE she does and the knockback she does prevent people from getting a consistent level of damage on her in close combat. There we go. Going to see a Dreadnought. Interesting. War Walker on this side. Bright Lances should take out that Listening Post relatively quickly. Always got that one Bright Lance on the go and then a regular thing, so kind of like the Space Marines Hellfire Dreadnought. Not specifically designed to be anti-infantry or this, that and the other. It's kind of in the middle, really. Dreadnought comes in and he's got a multi-melter. Engaging close combat, punching that War Walker in the face. Suppose that's the one weakness of it. Much like a Hellfire Dreadnought, they can't engage in close combat. So we'll fall back ever so slightly. Got plenty of Raptor Scouts here. Don't know if this is a bit too much investment in such a lightly armoured infantry. But I suppose if they're able to jump in, it's all about the micro, really. Gonna fly on over. And then a second jump from everyone. Forces the Eldar in a backwards motion. I suppose they're relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things to reinforce 50. Actually, no, they're not the 50. Same amount as a regular Space Marine. Be very careful then. Eldar not being able to get a good engagement off from these guys. Forced all the way back home. And the Raptors just fall on backwards. The economy's not doing amazing. Have yet to recapture all this stuff. And the Eldar have now got this stuff down over here. So what is it? 80 and 50 compared to 92 and 40. The Eldar managing to spend a lot of their money, actually. So even though they had a bit of flirt early on, managed to get it online. Got power swords on the go. So the Raptor Scout Sergeants will be able to do a lot more close damage. I don't think melee is going to work against the Eldar here, if this is what they're going to keep on doing. Just move forward, do a bit of damage, and every time the Raptors jump on top of them, just fall back. But then again, if they keep on doing that, I mean, won't be getting any kills neither. And the Raptors will just amass more and more as the game goes on. The Eldar do have the economic advantage, so I suppose they don't really need to win, do they? Tier 3 on the way. More webway gates for more infantry. Also, we'll be able to recruit a special Farseer-esque kind of unit. Would Jane Zar be the idea here? I don't know. I would like to see a Howling Banshee squad with Jane Zar attached. That way you've got the Howling Banshees engaging in close combat with these guys, doing a bit of damage, and then it frees up some space for your shooting units to get some fighting in there. A Falcon Grav Tank, not a bad idea. People jump on top of you, you jump him away. They jump on top of you, you jump away again, and that gives you space to do some damage. Would require a lot of micro from the Eldar there. War Walkers being slapped around. Very low on health at the moment is one of them. Those power swords slowing them down just a little bit. And actually, the actual pathing itself is slowing them. Maybe that's what's slowing them down, not the power swords itself. There we go, tier 3. What's your plan, Mr. Avezearth? We're going to get some more reinforced armor. And you are going for the Phoenix Lord Malgan Ra. Interesting. He could be tied up, but you do have a spare Dark Reaper squad. If you hold them way, way back, wait for the guys to jump on top of you. And if, like, yeah, say if they jump on top of these guys here, and you keep the Dark Reapers here, then they'll be able to just rip those guys apart. Such a crazy amount of damage the Dark Reapers can do when Malgan Ra is, or Morgan, however one pronounces his name, is able to do to them. Also, oh, I quite like this jump. Throw them inside the webway gate. They can teleport down over on this side as well. Raptors being blasted by some foul Eldritch Storms. They're attempting to blast through the plasma generator, but won't do them any favours. They are not built to take this level of damage. Losing a significant amount of Raptors in that engagement there. Let's fall back. Also, Hell's Bells and Thousand Smells got double Fire Dragons inside the base. Vault of Fear attempting to be built up. Night Lord's getting a taste of their own medicine. The Raptors will have to jump back on over, but don't know if they've got the numbers to bring it back home. From the Palace of Night, a huge bomb attack, breaking the morale of the Fire Dragons. Will jump inside the Falcon Grab tank for defensive reasons, pushes them back, and losing, not necessarily, they've still got the listening post line, but they did lose a plasma generator and the Vault of Fear. Got his sorcerer here. He's under fire at the moment. Malgan Ra. What a wonderful model Malgan Ra is. Just beautiful. I mean the size of him is I think his model's based on like a Space Marine, I think. Well, they just added loads of extra bits and bobs to him to make him look a bit more Malgan-esque. So very nice stuff, whoever made that model. Hats off to that chap or chapette. Fury of the Raptor Scouts as they attempt to catch up on them, but they're just too fast. Even the speed of the Night Lords can't keep up with them. Now have got a Hell Talon, the anti-vehicle and building version of their flying units. Night Lords have got two versions of this Talon. Hell Talon and a Night Talon, question mark. One that's a little bit lighter armoured, ideal against aircraft and vehicle and and infantry. But one of these goes down, so one squad of Fire Dragons in the middle of all sorts of badness. But still, the Raptor Scouts, not full-blown Raptors themselves. Now there we go, there's the Howling Banshees. And you have got Farseer Eldrad being summoned down here. Oh, I thought you could only get one special Eldar Farseer person, but no, you're able to get a bunch. The Howling Banshees are going to be quite a pain for the Raptors. Don't get me wrong, in theory, the Raptors should win in the grand scheme of things. The Howling Banshees should be able to tie them up, but no, they've just been ignored completely. And Malgan Ra's squad been the focus for them. We've got some more flyers. And they should really be focusing on the War Walkers here. Take them down. And that's the vehicle element of the Eldari sorted out. Malgan continually being chased away. The Howling Banshees outnumbering the Raptors. They all come out with power swords as well. Breaking morale with their screaming and such. Farseer bringing out the big Eldritch Storm. Huge damage. And those scouts just falling apart. But I mean, they've got the health upgrades, so they're not exactly dying too quickly. And that's fire support from the Hell Talons. Definitely doing them a lot of good stuff. All the models of the Howling Banshees are quite low in health at the moment. Just a shame that they haven't quite... There we go. I was going to say, because a Howling Banshee that is on 1 health does the same amount of damage as a Howling Banshee on full health. So really the only hit point that matters is your last one. Force them backwards after quite a tight engagement there. Where's Malgan? He's over here. Eldrad the Big Dad. Lots of Eldar Storm thingies he can throw down on the battlefield. got the Wave Serpent, which is kind of like a Razorback. A little bit of... oh, are you like a super? Oh, yeah, you're the one that carries bigger things into close combat. Fair enough. Oh, and Grav Tanker, but slightly bigger. And the Wraith Blades. You've also gone for Wraith Guard as well. Be really careful with these guys, though. I mean, I suppose that's why Avezearth has gone for the Wave Serpent. These guys come along, they do a lot of damage, but the Eldar do quite like being able to retreat from less than favourable engagements, which the Wraith Guard cannot do. So once they've committed to a battlefield, that's it for them. We'll see a council, and they've got oh, God Lord, the Eldrad, there we go. Reading's hard, boys and girls. Reading is very hard. Well, Night Lords, what's your plan then? They've gone for their elite. You're going to tier 4 of all things, right? So you've just skipped tier 3 more or less altogether. Well, what are you going to get from, I assume, the Land Raider? Is that your plan? Interesting, because, I mean, what is it? 140 and 78 compared to 94 and 51. So the Eldar have got super-duper economy, whereas the Night Lords don't. And you don't really want to go into tier 4 if you've not got amazing economy. As, I mean, you can't buy the big things, can you? You'd probably stay in tier 3 stabilize. Going to go for a replacement Black Sanctity. The Night Lords do have quite a sizable amount of heroes that they can go for, so surprised I haven't seen the Lord Captain, what's his face, Sven or whatever that super duper Lord Captain's called. He's able to break morale quite decently. Hell Talon's flying on in. You see a council, got quite a powerful zap ability. And the Wraith Guard, you haven't gone for any upgrades for your weapons at the moment. You're just going to stay true and blue. Your regular Wraith cannons. And yeah, no specific anti-vehicle stuff, but just a sheer amount of firepower coming in. Night Lords are on the back foot here. What's your plan? You've got no counter-assault going on here. Yeah, I think spending all your money on tier 2 stuff. And yeah, the Land Raider Phoebus, quite a powerful unit, but coming in solo. Don't know if he'll do it. I also want to cancel this Black Sanctity to regain the money, but no, not quite. Such a strong opening from the Night Lords. Now they've kind of waxed and waned here. Another Raptor Scout Squad. Oh, you've got a maximum of 7. Oh, right. As the game goes on, you're able to get more and more squads or models in your squad. Havoc's on the way. Well, they're throwing these Raptors to their own doom. You kind of want to wait for more squads before you engage in stuff. Well, I suppose you're about to lose your Palace of Night, so just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Yeah, the Eldar just holding off, defending from several assaults from the Night Lords. Eventually amassing in high-tech elite infantry. Land Raider Phoebus is about to pop. Will it be able to do anything? We don't have any more builders, so whatever the Night Lords have online at the moment is all they're going to get. Could be an uphill task for them. Yeah, I think the main problem of the Night Lords in this engagement, fantastic opening. You know, wonderful use of those Raptor Scout squads, amazing use of those turrets, they're denying some stuff, but they're not really capturing their own stuff, so even though they gained all this stuff down here, they didn't really gain a benefit as they were basically on their standard amount of strategic and listing person stuff. So could have done with maybe a couple of Night Lords coming down the southern side and doing the harassment, and one squad staying behind and capping stuff. But then again, there's infiltrated, whatchamacallums, I completely forget what they're called, the sniper people. They came along and sorted those guys out, so bit of pain for them. And I think maybe transitioning away from the Scout Raptors, going for actual proper Raptors, maybe that would have been the idea. Or if there was like a mass of these Dark Reapers and all that stuff, get your regular Night Lord Space Marines on the go, get a bunch of those terror grenades on them to break the morale of the Dark Reapers, so that way that negates their overall output of damage. Get some Havocs in there and all that stuff. But hey, it was a fun game all along, and I do, like I say, always like seeing Night Lords being played, especially by one Kenobi, fantastic player. So cheers, one, for sending out the game into the Discord, and one spot channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As with Miss Landshark, pleasure's always never short, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.